This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so these are some typical components of the PPPM. So we have a first buckets and bucket structural plannings. Under that you have a initiatives and the item. Now, what is the initiatives? Initiative is nothing but your ideas. Okay, the ideas can be further converted into the projects, or directly you can create a projects that is called the items. Okay, there also you can do all sort of a plannings, financial planning, capacity plannings, your bucket plan, sorry, budget planning, revenue plannings, okay, schedule plannings, your resource plannings, your risk assessments, each and everything you can do under the initiatives as well as the idea both. Mm. Then you have a decision points which have a some strategies. Okay, so what is the strategies? For suppose like you have a multiple stakeholders, each and everybody has to approve it. Once they approve it, someone then on a background system will automatically release the some sort of a WPSS. Okay, so once they are released, so that you can start the execution phases. Each and every we have a different type of a phases. Okay, so each and every phase is going to link with the your decision points or strategies. In that, various stakeholders will be people will going to involve. So each and every people will check what exactly you are doing into the system, whether it's respect to the financial plannings, maybe capacity planning, maybe schedules plannings, maybe some sort of risk plannings. Each and every phases they might have a different peoples. Okay, those peoples will going to verify it, then they going to approve it. So once they approve it, on a background, automatically the system will create some programs and it will create you something like release the projects, okay, or budgeted, these kind of some strategies we have. Okay, those strategies come under the decision points. Okay, based on the your stakeholders it will give you those kind of decisions. Then we have risk assessments. So risk assessments is involved your questionnaires and the scoring models. Okay, so each and every decisions or phases you have a different set of questions. Okay, so suppose if I am a stakeholder, I'm going to ask you the couple of questions. If you satisfy me with this kind of questions, okay, then I am agree with these points and say okay, you can go ahead proceed to the next levels. Okay, so for that we require some questionnaires and scoring models we have. Then we have a reviews. Okay, each and every quarterly or a half yearly or a monthly basis I can review. I may working with the only single projects, I may working with the different kind of a projects. So each and every project assessments every monthly or a quarterly it has to be reviewed with the stakeholders. It can be one single project, it can be group of projects. Okay, then you can do the financial and capacity plannings. Then you do the some sort of a KPIs, key performance index, okay, and the matrix, and you can upload some documents. Okay, there is a provision you can upload the documents. Okay, then there is a role based access. Okay, also the person based. Okay, so you can provide some access to the your subordinates as per the business requires. It can be admin access, it can be read access, it can be write access. If you're not giving the any access to them, it can be they cannot use your items or your portfolio or your buckets to the any further any of the reports if they wanted to check. So if you're not giving the authorizations, then they cannot check your reports or they cannot review your items or initiatives. It can be buckets also. So any doubt till now?
No, I'm following. It's there's a lot of information here, so I'm following.
Uh,
It's a very good demo.
So what is the bucket? As I said, like buckets is a group of projects or a group of programs, okay, or it may be a single projects, okay, that is called buckets. So bucket has some information which is called name, external ID, some sort of status as, okay. You can also do the bucket levels, high level financial and capacity plannings. Suppose like you are a project manager or a portfolio manager under the one bucket. The bucket may be a real estate apartment. Okay, so you every year, based on the your cash flow, okay, you going to require some sort of a budget, and you got the some budget. So under those budget, you're going to execute the new projects, ongoing projects, or as well as the any new projects. So based on the budgets planning, you can do the some budget planning into the financial and capacities. Okay, like these many resources and this much of a planning is required to further proceed of new projects. So high level filings and high level capacities you can do. You can perform the some sort of authorizations. Okay, you can do the some comments on that. Under this, you can perform the projects, which can be initiatives, which can be items. Okay. Then we have a different type of peoples. Okay, those who are going to execute this portfolio management. So one is called a program administrator or a portfolio administrator. His role is to create a portfolio. His role is to create a portfolio structure. Structure is nothing but your bucket level structure. Under that, he will going to ask some resources to the is RPM. RPM is nothing but resource manager. For suppose like I require some 100 people to work under this my projects or maybe this bucket. Okay, then his job is to only ask the resource manager. Resource manager's job is to identify those resources and he has to assign back to the portfolio administrator. Once this job is done, okay, then these are the different team of peoples, okay, group of peoples. Then the portfolio manager, his job is to create a dashboards. His job is to analyze the portfolio. His job is implement the strategies. Okay, the strategies may be anything like it can be risk management, it can be financial planning, it can be resource planning, it can be schedulings. Okay, it can be cost planning, it can be revenue plannings, any kind of a things. Okay, he will try to do the this kind of a activity. Once he has been done, he'll going to create a one portfolio item. Okay, he created a portfolio item and he'll give it back to the project managers. Okay, he is a project manager. The project manager will monitor the portfolio items. Okay, he'll create or edit some portfolio items. Okay, under that, he might create some WBSS networks, network activities, and all. He will upload some project relevant data. Okay, it can be any type of a documents. Okay, then he will try to change some statuses. It can be created, it can be in progress, it can be released, it can be like approval. This kind of a lot of statuses we have. Okay, also you can create some different statuses on that. Based on that, these three is the main people. Along with this is also the person is very required. A resource manager. Resource manager, he is to fulfill his resources. Okay, so he will going to distribute again under him or under him. Okay, the high level strategies peoples will be these two peoples are the very high level strategies peoples. Okay, so once the strategies with respect to the resources and everything has been distributed, this person will further create a projects into the PS projects, or it can be integrated with the Primavera or a MS projects. Then you start the execution. Till here, everybody has an interlink. Okay, they're going to work each and everything. All these four people will going to work under the portfolio itself only. Once it has been done, the project has been created and everything, then their job is to only monitor and the review. Okay, so you can do the financial and capacity plannings. So under single truth, okay, you can create your financial plannings, or also you can create a capacity plannings based on the objective. Okay, So it can be monthly basis, it can be daily basis, it can be a quarterly basis, it can be half yearly basis, sorry, or it can be a yearly basis. So as per the business requirement, you can create your financial plannings and the capacity plannings. So directly also you can create it, or integrated manner also you can create it. Like in the PS projects, you do the all your cost plannings, then it can be integrated, or you can also upload whatever the Excel sheet plannings you try to do. That plannings also you can upload directly into the your financial and capacity plannings. Okay, so these kind of screens will be appear. Okay, here all your yearly wises or a monthly wise or a quarterly wise, you can create your financial plannings with manual activities, or maybe integrated, or maybe directly you can also upload your financial planning or a capacity planning against this kind of dashboards. Okay, these are the standard dashboards. If you want to do some sort of basic changes, you can do it, but if there are huge changes and all, then you have to do the enhancements. But mostly we 99% we try to use always a standard. If the standard is fulfilling our requirements, there is a no need to do the any enhancements. So everything we try to do under the Fury screens only. There is a no T codes. Okay, everything you try to do under the Fury screen itself only. Only for the configuration sake, you need to go to the SAP GUI and you do the your dashboard configurations. So once it has been done, everything you're going to manage under the master datas and the business transaction datas. Everything you're going to manage under the Fury screens itself only. So these are the some Fury screens, okay, with respect to some tiles, okay, how the projects can be created, how the portfolio can be created, how the reports can be managed. Each and everything is coming under the a different type of a tiles, okay. Those tiles will going to let you know there is some 80 plus tiles we have, okay. So each and everything predefined. Only thing you have to identify which tiles you have to give to the which object you want to do, give to the your respective stakeholders. Okay.
Vinod, Vinod,
Yeah.
um, your voice was a little bit low. Can you increase just a little bit louder, please?
Okay. Am I audible now?
Yes, now it's good. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
So based on the your requirement, the tile requirement, you're going to distribute these tiles to the your respective stakeholders. Okay, and according that they're going to work. It can be financial tiles, it can be capacity based tiles, it can be portfolio creations or a bucket level creations or item creations. So those tiles you're going to give to the respective stakeholders and the relevant projects also. So once you given the tiles, and they might work for this. Only as a consultant you have to work all those things. Okay, so any questions you have?
Yes. Is this? Have you ended the demo? This is you've shown all the.
Done.
Okay. All right. So yes, I have a few questions. Thank you so much for that introduction. That was a good one. Um, the reason why I am saying that was a good one is because I have I'm exposed to SAP PPM and PS to some level. I'm just not exposed on a more practical level, but on the theory side, I'll say a good 30% knowledge of it. So I see a good presentation when I see one. I do have a few questions that are a little bit not related, and then maybe I'll come to these the related. Let's start with the related question. So you mentioned that there is a portfolio manager who will be doing the administrative stuff, and then
Yes.
there is program manager, and then there is what are the levels of hierarchy when it comes to SAP PPM, and how does what skills determine what level, or what skills do you have to have within the SAP PPM domain to be at, let's say, for a program manager? What are his duties? Something like that, so that I have an idea which opportunities are there, which places you can place yourself.
Uh, See, the program manager basically deal with the all type of strategies. Okay, strategies means if I am a product manager or something like that, I have a some vision. That vision, maybe I try to create a new projects and I want to introduce into the market, or maybe I have an ongoing projects which is an operational projects and I want to do rectify the something. For suppose like you are a power distribution corporation, you working, okay, and you wanted to increase the some power to the residential peoples, okay, because of some lack of powers they have reflecting for that. So for that, you're going to working into some sort of a strategies, and the strategy you're going to represent to the your stakeholders. So just now I given you another example, like maybe you are a portfolio administrator or a manager. You have some vision, like some hundreds of apartments, hundreds of flats you wanted to create, and you wanted to give some revenue to the your organization. So if you are a project manager or something and you came to me and you're saying, okay, I have some vision and I have something, these are the ideas in my mind. Okay, if you give me this much of a land, this much of a budget and this much of an resources, I'll going to give you this much of a revenue planning on a completion of these projects. I'll ask you, okay, present me each and everything, give me the some ppts, relevance and all those things into pre-present it, then we'll going to discuss further. So you prepare all the PPTs and everything. You told me like, okay, this much of a spam within a 3 or 5 years of spam. I'm going to complete this much of a things. I required some thousands of a peoples. I require this much of a budget. So I agreed. Okay, fine. You giving me. I'm giving you some 10 millions. Okay, US dollars. Okay, and now you are promised me like you're going to give me each and every yearly 10% on that or 20% on that. So I'm happy for that. Correct. So these kind of strategies will be coming under the portfolio level itself only. So those portfolio, maybe if it is a small organization, only one people will be manage each and everything. If it is a big organizations, then they might have a different peoples of a teams. It depend your skills, your management skills, your knowledge. So each and everything is come under that. We cannot say like, okay, you are something like some finance, you have a knowledge, but you do not have a knowledge on the projects or the resources, so you cannot do like that. So you should have some basic knowledge of the finance, basic knowledge of schedules, basic knowledge of your previous experience, then it is very easy, you can do. So there is a some you know, right, maybe some there is a CEO. Okay, you cannot compare the Google or a Facebook CEO with your Tesla CEO.
That's true.
Correct.
Yes.
Or there may be some other small, there is a Burger Kings or a Pizza Huts or maybe some other small company CEO, those who are executing their plans. So he is doing each and everything. Correct. I am the CEO. I am running one company right now. Okay. I am the CEO. I am the resource manager. I am the finance manager. So I know each and everything. If they could try to give me the any project, I can run the any sort of a projects. I have a knowledge on how the IT projects I can execute it. But if they try to give me anything like manufacturing kind of an industries, so first I need to learn some knowledge. I need to gain some knowledge how the production activity is going on, how the new projects is going. Once I know this, then I can manage it. Am I
Okay.
giving you answer?
Yes. 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 Um. Let me. Because I have that, I do not have the hands-on practical experience. So everything that you're saying, I can see the possibility of it, but I have not seen it in action. So I guess when you go in, that's when you start seeing the structures and everything. My next question is more to do with, let's say, if you go in as a project manager, right? Which will be probably the most basic level that maybe you can go in. When you go in as a project manager, do you oversee the portfolios and the resources? Do you oversee the financial and capacity planning? Do you oversee the buckets, or do you oversee the items? Which domain or sector that you oversee as a project manager?
Every domain, every sectors, it requires finance managers, project managers. The project manager is the one who manages all the resources, all the finance, okay, and all those things. But before that, he has some strategies. He has some other people, those who call the stakeholders. So he has given us some roadmap. Either he created a roadmap, or the roadmap he is getting from the stakeholders. Okay, they given them some budget to him. Okay, they given some cost to him. They given some resource to him. Now he has to manage his projects. He has to work with the resources, and he has to gain the some revenue, and he has to share those revenue with the stakeholders. So each and every organization, whether it is small or a big, okay, everybody is linked to the project managers and the stakeholders. So these project managers, okay, further, which is integratedly working under the portfolio level itself only, because he is a part of that strategies. It cannot like that. Okay, you might not be the project manager. I am the project manager. Okay, sorry, you are the project manager, and I am the stakeholders. I given you, okay, this is the budget. Now these are the resources. Now you do like. No, it is not like that. You are the project manager. You have a complete authorizations and a complete questionnaires. You go into part of those strategies, okay, so that you raise your own questions to the stakeholders. I'll give you 1 million, but you are asking me 2 millions. So you should be a part of those strategies, so that the higher level stakeholders along with the project managers, they will be sync on that, and after that only you can execute the projects. Otherwise, there is a lack of knowledge. It may be a you, or it may be a stakeholders. But you cannot ask the managements like unnecessary budgets, but you should be have some strategies to ask the budget. So those strategies is a part of your portfolio only. It is an integrated manner.
Okay. Okay. All right. And when it comes to the project management side of the course, I think you mentioned it. You can integrate it with PS. Um, so where do you do the financial and capacity planning? I know
I
you
do
can.
in the portfolio level itself only, because that's my first levels of strategies. Okay. And these strategies are going to discuss with all my stakeholders, including my vendors, including my project managers, okay, including my resources, those who are going to work under the projects. Each and everybody is a stakeholders for me, but the approvals will coming with the higher managements. Once they approve it, okay, then we can convert that into the projects. So the item itself is called a projects into the portfolio levels. So there I'm going to define my strategies, my finance plannings, my capacity plannings, each and everything I'll discuss with them, and I'll show present to the stakeholders. Okay. Once everybody is agreed and everybody is approved, okay, then we convert into the either a C projects or maybe a PS project, or it can be any third party also. So item itself is a project. So all sort of plannings you're going to do under the portfolio itself only. That planning simply you copy into the your projects.
Okay.
You just transfer. Yeah.
Okay. And when it comes to the resource management, right?
Mm.
How do you who oversees the budgets and who oversees the resources? Is it the same project management, or is it the same portfolio manager who oversees? the
No,
resources and the budget.
portfolio manager or project management will say to the resource manager, like, I need a 5 years of experience guy, okay, with this kind of a qualifications, and this is my budget.
Okay.
But suppose you and me are working, my hourly plan is a 500 US dollars, and your plan is a 400 US dollars. Okay. So the manager will say, no, I require only 400 US dollar based person with the 5 years of experience. So they're going to select you, not me, because of your per hour cost is a 400 US dollars. Correct. So like these kind of things will be shared by the project manager or the stakeholders to the resource managers also. Because these peoples, the initial levels, all these peoples has integrated. They are going to work like a team. Five or six people, they're going to say it, okay, they will say, okay, this much of a resources, high level, paper level they try to do, then they'll come into the system and they're going to share this plan to the stakeholders. These you can say mid-levels peoples, okay. These mid peoples will going to share to the higher level stakeholders with all these resource plan, cost plans, each and everything. All is coming under the portfolio strategies.
Okay. And so, if I understand, then the portfolio manager will reach out to the resource manager for resources, and he will reach out also to the project manager for maybe the financial and capacity planning, or the budget side of it, right? There is finance manager, then there is resource manager, right? Or who oversees the budget?
Mostly the project manager will going to handle all those things. Okay. Under the
Okay.
project manager, these peoples will going to work. All the resource managers, because ultimately projects has to deliver by the project manager only. So
Okay.
these in the higher, like if you go to the big organizations, they might have a different type of project managers, finance managers, and all those kind of things. But usually, if I say typically, there will be at least two project managers will be there. One is your complete one solo project manager. Another one is a typically a finance manager, because he has to look into the all your cost plans. Okay, he's going to work with you. Okay, he may be work under you or it may be work with you, and these two people will going to manage the projects. So he will cut short some costs, he'll cut short some budgets, okay, some cut short some revenues and all, rest all you have to manage. So these kind of strategies will come. It is not like once you go to the big organization or a small organization, then each and every projects have a different strategies. But all
Yes.
these will be connected each others. Okay, all they going to work under the one portfolio itself only. Okay, and they can visualize what who did what type of a plannings. Each and everybody can see into the system. That's the reason we are not doing any manual communications or some written papers or these kind of things. Everybody work under the same page, okay? Because you are a consultant, you know each and everything. But those who are users or end users, they doesn't know all those kind of things. If you're going to ask something, okay, to the some people, you do the risk assessment, he might know the risk assessment. But if there is some other people, if you say him, like you do the schedule plannings, he don't know the what is the schedule plannings. He know only the risk assessments only. So risk assessment, there is a different team. Okay, for financials, there is a different teams. The capacity, there is a different teams. Everybody teams going to work under the one portfolio itself only. So all these strategies will going to represent by the project manager to the stakeholders. Once they approved it, then all this group of people is going to work under the same projects.
Okay. All right.
It is
Thank
not a
you.
one-man army job. Okay, each and
Yes.
every person has to work so that
Has
your
to work.
project can be deliverable.
Okay. Okay, that's also really good, very high level. Now let me ask you. Let's come to this course. What is the expectation at the end of this course? Let's say once the training program is finished. Um, what level does it place you on the scale of all these hierarchical levels that we have seen, or hierarchical?
See, these are you cannot ask me this kind of a question to as a trainer, correct? These
Mhm.
are the relevant things, like it is depend on the your job skill. I don't know what job skill you will be get, right? I
Yes.
cannot promise like you will get a CEO post or a finance people kind of a post.
Yes.
So
Okay.
once you done the course, you gain some knowledge, then you can check what are the things is there. Being you are a consultant, so you should be as a consultant. You're going to work. Okay. After that, once you get some good experience, you might be a CEO or a
Yes.
CFO kind of in a roles.
Okay. Thank you. That's exactly what I needed too. So thanks for that. That answer was the exactly what I needed, because I have been in very traditional companies where it's only CEO, CIO, CFO, all these things. I have not been in any place where they call them program managers or portfolio managers. I guess it's the same role, different names, I think. So that's why I was asking what
Every
level.
organization, these type of peoples will be there. Okay, the names may be different. Some people they called it is an L1 program manager. Some will they called a VP, vice presidents. Vice presidents also come under the technically come under the program managers. Okay,
Yes.
typically
Yes.
all the program managers. Some organizations say it is a general managers. Okay, some organizations say okay, senior delivery managers. Okay, so those kind of a things. Some organizations say it's a partner. Partner is also the program. So program under the partners, they might have a different type of a projects is going on. The naming
Yes.
is different. Every
Yes.
organization.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
VP,
That's
senior VPs, general managers, or maybe partners, or a delivery managers, or a senior delivery managers. But everybody is working under the portfolio itself only as per the business objectives.
okay. All right, that's good. That's really, those are the things, believe it, I wanted to know about the training, so that I can relate it in my world, because I'm seeing this, I've not seen those namings and everything. So I wanted to relate it. So thanks for that. Okay,
Yeah.
so what is the duration of this course? And the reason why I am asking is that, like I said, I have a good understanding of the portfolio creation process, even
Mhm.
on a level of some sort of practical. I have not had any demo dummy project, any sort of, to guide. You can see the questions that I'm asking, right? I'm trying to see, because even right now, if I have it, I can put myself out there if I have the hands on. So what is this program, this training entails? I want it a little bit more hands-on, because the theory part, I can walk you
Mm.
through the process of creating portfolio buckets, items, initiatives, decision points, the
Mhm.
phases, and then the financial capacity planning, the KPIs and all of those things. So I do have a basic understanding. So how is the practical side going to go, and for what is the duration? That's more of where I'm trying to see
It will take
how,
some 30 to 35 hours, minimum 30 to 35 hours.
even with
Every alternate days. Huh?
the hands-on, because after you train, or you tell the person what is a portfolio and this is how it's created and everything, the person has to practice, right, and do it.
Correct,
Me,
correct.
I'm looking, yeah, I'm looking for somebody who can oversee my let's say I created a portfolio and I created a review here, I created a scoring model here, I created the what ifs analysis and all of those things, the cardboards and all of that. I did the
Mhm.
back end configuration, those things. Does it involve the practical side of it, and how will it, will you shape me when it comes to the practical with a dummy project or something?
No, no, it is not dummy project. Each and everything we try to create it. Okay, I'll share you my thoughts, theoretical points as well as the config points. Okay, and we're going to create those configs. Then we're going to execute those, which is called a business transactions and all. Okay, Later on, you might see the same thing or you might create a different one. For suppose I try to create you a real estate process and you're mostly interested for the IT business process. You can create the IT business process and you can ask the different type of questions like
Okay.
why it is giving you this much of a problem, what is the uh, parameters I going to create the config for that, why I'm getting this much of an errors and all.
Uh-huh.
It's not like
Uh-huh.
that I'm going to give you a real estate, you have to copy paste all the real estates. No, you can create any manufacturing industries or IT relevant or a banking relevant. Okay, so you can share those configs along with the knowledge so that we
Okay.
can guide you.
Okay. All right. That's good. Thank you. Um, okay, and how about the PS side too? Because that's one other side that I have a little bit understanding into as well. I have both PS and PPM. On the PS side, well, maybe let's start with the PPM first, right? Before we talk about PS, because I want to add it as a program as well, and how it integrates with PPM. So how is that side too? And
PS
uh,
is sort of a different model, but when we try to create any portfolio level, okay, then we're going to integrate with the PS because the projects will be created under the PS itself only. So high level integration, how the projects can be created, how the master data will be created, how the cost and budget can be created. This type of things we're going to discuss.
okay,
So
all
it is
right,
a part of the course, not complete the PS, okay, but at least some you can consider 8 to 10 hours it is a PS only.
okay, all right. Thank you. And okay, let's start the program. I'm a little bit more like insisting or asking more on the practical side. After
Yeah.
I see you do it, because here's the thing, I'm a full professional, right? I'm working on two different projects, and so there will be very limited time, but I have to push and do it. But I want to also do it with practical, so I want an intense practical intensive um, sort of approach. I'll be putting in the work. I have already created some portfolios down to the review analysis and all of those things. So I want that also to be part of it, where even if it's after the 35 hours, we need to put in maybe extra 10 hours just to put in hands on, or 20 hours. I want that as well.
Okay, no issue.
Okay. All right. I think that's all I have for now. I understand a few things. I have high level technical questions, but I will be asking once we start. At each level, I have a few questions that I want to ask. Also, I'm looking for a certain timing. My agent will talk to you about the timing and everything. And then hopefully we can start as soon as we're in the holiday, so we can start as soon as possible or whenever it's possible.
No, okay, no issue.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
If anything, try to get me a course content and everything, like what you
I
have
think
shown. This
post
is
question we have already shared you. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know
I
whether
have already shared Vinod. I'm sorry for the interruption, but
yeah.
already I have shared for PPM and I can also share for PSU.
okay. All right, that's good. Thank you so much. I will look at it, and I want to see the type of projects that you create, and also try to replicate it in different domains. So um, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. We'll
Yep.
contact you.
Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day. Thanks. Bye.
Vinod,
Yeah. 70. Yes.
yeah, can actually my request is I want a short video for 1 minute. So just
Mm.
introduction, just what you will be teaching. 1 minute video I want. Is it possible now or I can take
Sorry, I'm
another
not. I'm
time?
not getting what.